RubyCaribe is a conference for software developers who use Ruby.
Refreshing yourself on the 4 rules of simple design, the solid principles, things about coupling and cohesion. We're going to talk about these things, but the majority of the session is really a hands-on period. So it'll be brief periods of discussion and then a lot of coding.
Learning how to become comfortable just with Ruby and the web without the Rails framework, I think, is a really great addition, and especially for people who are newer to Ruby to really like broaden their skill set in that way.
People feel really empowered when they all of a sudden see something that seems so complex or complicated or intractable, and then they tackle the problem, they solve it, and then they realize it's just like everything else, a little hard work, a little thought about it, and the next thing you know, you've got a solution.
The whole, using Lisp in Ruby and using multiple languages in a single project is an incredibly powerful approach to programming, where you have a selection of tools available to you and just use the one that's most appropriate to the job.
Very excited that there's focus on building web applications with Ruby that without using Rails, because a lot of companies right now are doing that.
After you're done with my talk, you might be inspired to write your own framework, so that could be good too.
I'm excited to be around so many speakers who are talking about like new and interesting things like machine learning.
Machine learning is kind of a loosely collected group of statistical techniques which have a tendency to be really complicated and not well understood and very rarely applied. From a practical perspective, what I'd like to see machine learning turn into is just another tool that engineers have in their toolbox to solve certain types of problems more elegantly and more simply.
Some sunshine, some beaches.
I think we'll spend the whole time writing code and helping other people write code better while on the beach or a boat.
We're going to hack on a device called an OpenROV. The OpenROV is an underwater robot that runs Node.js.
And I'm super excited. Not only will it be January, and for a lot of us leaving Chicago or other cold climates, that'll be wonderful, but building things together with the conference participants and things that we haven't built before, I think that's a great way to just build community and learn things in an environment where you're not just doing an exercise from a book, but you're really like, how do we apply this in the ocean?
I invite people to come to RubyCaribe. I guarantee that it's going to be quite the experience. I know it for a fact.
It's serendipity,
Fantastic.
right? Because you don't know what'll happen, but that's where like great connections come out of conferences like this.
Yeah, you might say it's going to be full of serendipity.